I don't like to move house. I like to stay and improve.
If your house isn't working for you, then it's ridiculous just to carry on struggling against it. Move.
It's a battle being fought in homes up and down the country.
I loathe this house.
One of you wants to stay.
The other is desperate to go.
I think we should stay.
We should move.
I think we should stay.
We have come to an impasse.
It's a beautiful little house.
Little house, you're right.
So Kirstie and I are back to help you decide.
Are you going to love it?
Or list it.
I'm heading up Team Love It because I think the expense of moving house can be better spent transforming your existing home.
I'm ignoring the bicycle on top of the wardrobe. I know it's there.
We have to make this space we're in now a kitchen diner.
Oh, I love that sound.
While Kirstie's getting sledgehammer happy, I'm heading Team List It, tempting homeowners with dream properties well within reach.
Snow-capped mountains, and you can see your horses in the stable.
Wow, brilliant.
Come on.
Oh, no.
Oh, look at this.
Whatever Kirstie does with your house, she ain't going to get you one of those, is she?
No.
Last time the score was 4-2. Was it? Yeah, 4-2 to me.
Now it's round 2.
You're pathetic.
Can I think damn Kirstie's good?
Phil's dead in the water.
I can't lose again. I won't lose again.
As we once again ask couples that question,
Are you going to love it?
Or are you going to list it?
So let battle commence. This is not going to be
He's not
straightforward.
as nice as he makes out. He's not that nice.
So back on the road.
Is that the M4, Phil?
Yeah.
Do you think you've got the best geography of anyone in the UK?
Well, there can't be too many people that have been to as many places in the UK. 15 years of this job.
Criss-crossing the British Isles.
Yeah.
You should get a medal, Phil.
Well, for putting up with you, 15 years.
And so it begins. This week, we're heading to Royal Wootton Bassett in Wiltshire, one of only 3 towns to have had the royal title bestowed upon it.
under an hour from Bristol and 2 from London, this peaceful setting is being disrupted by a pair of warring newlyweds.
I'm Lucia, also known as Luce.
A lot of other things you're known as well.
Is this how it's starting?
Yeah.
Matt and Luce may only recently be married, but Luce has been living in this semi for 16 years. It was 4 years ago that Matt moved in, and they've been arguing about it ever since.
Every day. Hate this house. If we didn't live here, we'd live somewhere else.
Constantly looking, aren't I?
Yeah.
So what are they fighting over? It's a 1970s four-bedder, valued just over £300,000. It's tucked away down a quiet cul-de-sac and conveniently placed for Royal Wootton Bassett's amenities.
But special care baby nurse Luce is desperate for something with a bit of character.
It's an ugly house. It's ugly. I want a nice house. I want a pretty house. I've been making do for 15 years and enough is enough.
School caretaker Matt, on the other hand, could stay forever.
This house is great. It's got everything we need. It's got space, it's got convenience, it's detached. It's just really, really good.
Except Luce thinks it's really, really bad. Her main bugbear is the cramped kitchen.
Anytime I try to do anything in the kitchen, I either knock something or somebody knocks into me or somebody tells me to move.
Matt and Luce have 6 children from previous marriages, and 3 still live at home. They like nothing better than getting ready in the kitchen, together, at the same time.
But this gaggle of girls and hairspray are not alone.
We've got 4 cats.
2 of which are feral.
They're not feral.
They are feral.
Yep, there's pussies galore.
I'm ignoring that. I'm sure Matt meant rescued rather than feral. Add to this 2 rescued dogs and rescued chickens.
Hello, babies.
And it seems the animals rule this house.
Cats come first.
And second, and third, and fourth. Yeah. Even the feral ones.
So can this house be somewhere they can all live happily ever after? Or is it time to move on?
You don't want to move, do you, Spots?
The battle lines are clearly drawn. Ready to play marriage counsellor, Phil?
It's a funny corner door, isn't it? Oh, Phil, they never ring the doorbell twice. Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
I'm Kirstie.
I'm Luce.
Hello, Matt.
Hello, Phil.
How do you do? I understand there's a bit of a predicament.
Yes.
Yes, we need to move house soon.
No, Kirstie, we're going to stay.
Well, that was pretty unequivocal.
If we ever get this pair to meet in the middle, I'll want a nomination for a Peace Prize.
You want to move and Matt wants to stay.
Yeah, we have been having this argument for...
4 years.
Well, at least 2 of those 4 years, if not all the 4 years.
Can I ask what the girls think? Where are they at with this whole debate?
The eldest one living at home doesn't like change either. And her attitude was, well, the cats are going to die at some point, therefore we can use the conservatory when they die.
Are you genuinely telling me that the conservatory is only for the use of the
Yes.
Yes.
Why?
Where do the dogs live?
The dogs live in the dining room.
In the dining room.
Just there.
Slow down, slow down, slow down. Does the fact that the cats are in there mean no one else can use it?
Oh, no, you could go in there, but you probably wouldn't want to.
No.
It's lovely that Luce has given up part of her home for these rescued animals. But to make the house work for the humans living here, I need to see the rest of it for myself.
And I need to see what my property search is up against.
Come prepared. My motto.
Starting with what I already fear will be my nemesis, the outside space.
Oh, my goodness me. The chicken run is huge. We've got chickens at home. One of them's called Kirstie because it never stops talking.
Oi, I heard that, Farmer Phil.
The chickens have 3/4 of the garden, the cats and the dogs have half the house. This is utter madness. I've never seen anything like it. And they will be moving.
Not if I have my way.
Phil,
Yes, coming. Your ladyship.
very smart boots you've got.
Oh, thank you. Just right for walking in chicken poo, I tell you.
I just had an overwhelming desire to put a cat poo in your shoes.
Did you just?
Yes, there's a theme here, Phil. The animals have taken over, but they are not going to concede any territory, Phil.
And that theme continues in the small dining room behind the kitchen.
So they don't use this at all?
No.
It's just the 2 dogs and a massive great freezer.
Yeah.
Excuse the pun, but it's a bit of a dog's dinner, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm convinced I can find Luce a kitchen diner to die for. My listed budget of £395,000 is £80,000 more than the local average for a detached property. So I'm hoping it won't be too hard to find somewhere that solves both their problems.
But of course, on top of that budget, they'll have to set aside just under £10,000 for stamp duty and roughly another £8,000 for legal and moving costs. So that's just under 18 grand of their hard-earned money into other people's pockets. I'd like to see them invest this cash in their house, which is simply suffering from poor layout. So they've given me a love-it budget of £20,000.
You see, the thing is that this is the sort of rogue room because it's basically just a passageway.
With 4 doors in it.
Yeah.
One of which is blocked up and unusable. The conservatory, which they never use.
No.
And another room, the snug.
Tap that wall behind you.
That's very solid.
Very solid.
As is that.
As is that.
With none of the 3 reception rooms doing their job, the family have started to overuse the smallest rooms in the house. To see just how much, we set up our cameras to monitor how they use these spaces on a daily basis.
Luce spends almost half of her time in the boxy kitchen she hates.
The small kitchen doesn't really concern Matt, as he spends almost half of his time in the safe haven of his study.
If the Callans join the 30% of homes that have kitchen diners, I'm certain that Luce wouldn't be driven mad by other members of the house constantly congregating next to her cooker.
So we know the kitchen is just too small.
I don't know how they've survived as long as they have with 5 adults.
No.
To fix this house, I need to revamp the layout and make the living spaces work for everyone, animals included. The snug off the living room needs its own door, and a more private family room will then hopefully force the girls out of the kitchen. Said kitchen will be bigger, better, and somewhere Luce can be proud of. All of this I intend to do within their 20k budget.
Which will make this place all the more sellable when Matt and Luce decide to list it.
I can do a lot with this house. It's fantastic space, and I can spruce it up, so you're going to want to stay, Luce. I'm sure of that.
Yes.
I'll take some convincing.
What are you hoping for, Luce?
I don't necessarily need a house as big as this, a better design of house where the space is more usable, and it has to have a garden big enough for all the animals.
So, actually, you've just filled my heart with joy, because you've said that the house doesn't have to be as big as this.
No.
It just has to be better arranged.
Yeah.
And the garden, actually, doesn't have to be as big as that.
Not quite as big. They don't need quite so much space.
Are there any local farms for sale?
So with their 395 grand budget, I need to find a characterful property in a quiet area which suits everyone, especially the all-important animals.
There's another cat. There's cats everywhere. There's cats, chickens, dogs, daughters, everything. Blimey.
So now he knows what he needs to get, and he's ready to go out there
Don't
and
like
do
to see a
it.
grown man crying. I think you might this time.
What, you?
Yeah.
You'll be fine, Phil. You'll go out, you'll see a lot of houses, you'll wish you had 600,000, you'll come back, you'll look at what I've done, you'll concede defeat, end of story.
You've got it all worked out.
In Royal Wootton Bassett, 2 newlyweds are at war. School caretaker Matt thinks the space for 3 girls, all the animals, and all the cars is spot on.
Neonatal nurse Luce, on the other hand, just hates it.
This house makes me feel like spitting feathers.
They both agree on one thing: the outdoor space is fantastic.
Thank you, girls, who are related.
But it's the jumbled living space indoors I need to reorganise if I'm to convince them to love this property. And I'm willing to use any means possible.
This is where I'm doing my house voodoo. Watch and learn.
House voodoo? You're gonna need all the help you can get, love. I'll be using some of my own magical methods to show Matt and Luce the advantages of listing. With their £395,000, I've been searching high and low on the hunt for a property that can woo Matt away from his current home.
I think we do have a lot of boxes to tick on the search because you've got 3 grown-up children who want big bedrooms.
I'm still pretty certain we will stay.
And Luce?
See, I have faith in you. I keep saying to everybody, it'll be fine. Phil will show Matt something that he'll like.
Now you've bigged me up, Luce. Let's hope I can deliver. My first property is in Minety, just 15 minutes from their current home, but so much more tranquil and has the character that Luce has been dreaming of.
So,
Nice.
the Printing Works house.
Certainly got character. It's lovely.
It's also got parking, but you needed an awful lot more.
We do.
And there's quite a bit on offer here.
A lot indeed. This charming house, built with Cotswold stone, is on the market for £400,000, so 5 grand over budget. But it's been on sale for 4 months, so I think there'll be room for movement. Although it is slightly smaller than their place, it's bursting with character. With feature fireplaces, sash windows and stylish beams, this is a far cry from their bland, boxy abode. It's got 2 reception rooms, a study, and a beautiful kitchen diner that's perfect for Luce. They've said they'd consider a different-sized garden, but I'm hoping this one works for all of their beloved menagerie.
Come on in.
You've got your fire.
It's not a boring rectangle. First room we're in, and it's got a feature fireplace.
However, this isn't the biggest room.
Oh.
Now, there'll be no more cramped mornings in this house.
Wow.
In that kitchen.
Gosh,
Real good.
Pretty good, isn't it?
it's not bad at all.
So the house is impressing downstairs. Hopefully the features upstairs will do the same.
Yeah, I like this.
Right.
Like this room. There'll be a fight over whose room this is. Oh, more beams.
Oh, that's nice. That's
Oh,
got
like
character.
this room. Could you see yourself in a house like this?
Yeah.
You could?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
I know.
The character oozing out of this 1896 printing factory has certainly worked its charm on Matt. I might have a chance here.
Now, obviously, the garden at yours is a real joy for you and the animals. This isn't as good, but I still think you could have chickens. You might not be able to have quite as many.
My concern with the garden is I have dogs and I have cats. They won't share space in that the dogs will chase the cats.
She's sacrificing herself for those rescued animals again.
I really hadn't appreciated that the dogs and the cats need entirely segregated
Nor
areas
did
of
I.
the garden.
That's a new one on me.
You're making it harder than it
I must
is.
admit, that's a new one on me, because dogs and cats...
No, they don't, the cats never go in the garden as it is. You know this.
No, that's true.
It
but
just
then-
hasn't occurred to you because that's how it's always been.
Yeah.
But in my head, I immediately think dogs, cats,
And I thought it was Luce that would throw me a bone here. Looks like I've been barking up the wrong tree.
If we could pick it up and put it in a larger plot, it would tick all my boxes.
Not much larger. It doesn't. There's
No.
very little missing.
Where do I go from here? Because I've got the right house and all the people are happy. It's just the dogs and the cats can't get on. So that's a new challenge for another property. Yippee!
Good luck with that one, Pip. Back at base, I've had a good old poke about, and I know just what will convince Luce to stay put.
This house needs simplifying. It needs a good clear out, but it's not a lost cause by any stretch of the imagination.
I want to start with the layout. I want to knock down walls, of course, but I also want to put some up. I just hope Matt, and more importantly Luce, can get on board with my plan.
So, you recognise this?
We do. That's a lovely house.
This is your existing kitchen. Right. Are you ready to see what's underneath here?
Yeah.
Gosh. Okay. Oh.
Where's the door gone from? Oh, wait a minute. Oh.
I'm not surprised Matt and Luce sound shocked, because these are ambitious plans. A total redesign of the ground floor layout, all for £20,000. At the moment, the 4-door living room feels like Piccadilly Circus. So blocking up 2 of the doorways, I'll give the girls a perfect space to chill out. And by adding a new door into the snug, I'll give Matt and Luce the private haven they've been craving. Kitchen diners have increased in popularity by 50% in a generation, and here I'll create an open-plan space for everyone, including the dogs.
What we're trying to do is make everyone's life in this house easier.
No, I like this.
You, Luce, either come home or go to a very stressful job.
Yeah.
You need to be able to come home and curl up undisturbed. Or sit down at your kitchen table with a cup of tea and not have anyone tell you to move.
You're in the way, Mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's got their space.
Do you think that's all doable within the budget?
I think it's tight, but it is doable.
I think it will help sell the house, definitely. So I'm happy to go ahead.
Right?
If she tells me I'm happy with it, I'm happy with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Okie dokie.
I don't think it'll mean selling the house, Luce. I'd put money on it, making you want to stay here forever. It's only 4 months
Since the wedding. I know they've been together for 4 years, but
They're newlyweds.
they are newlyweds. So I think
And
that...
as stubborn and determined as they both are, will Matt actually go, you know what, happy wife equals happy life, and we're going to be moving on?
Is that what you think? Happy wife equals happy life?
No strife. It all
Right.
helps.
I've never heard him speak more sense. Seven weeks later, Matt and Luce gave the works the green light and were off.
Big thing today is the walls coming down.
You can't make an omelette without breaking a few eggs, I suppose.
The builders are in and the animals are out, as is their boiler, so no hot water for them. Oh dear.
The family are going to be dirty people, yeah. No hot water. We're going to be going round the area begging for showers.
Removing a structural wall requires professional advice and, of course, a bit of welly. See, Phil, nothing unites a couple like my old friend the sledgehammer.
We'll see, Kirst, we'll see.
It's going to be pretty good. It's going to be pretty damn good, actually. It's going to be nice.
And with a house full of toil and rubble, it's the perfect time for me to show them what life could be like if they took their £395,000 budget and moved elsewhere. And as we head to the desirable village of Cliff Pipard, it seems everyone's starting to think my way.
What do you think of the build so far, though?
Well, I tell you what, Phil, at the moment, if you can find a house that we can move into today, you've won.
Yeah, we'd go.
Tell me why. What's
The
going on?
bloody work, absolutely.
It's chaotic.
I think it's at its worst.
Yeah, it is
Now.
dreadful now.
So this is really interesting.
You're in,
I'm
you're
in with a shout.
You are in with a shout. Like I said, you find anything and we'll move in today.
I think Team List It might be gaining its third member. And just in time too, because this house is a corker. Matt will be wary of the parking situation, but it's a generous plot, so the option to build a driveway is there. He's got to appreciate the sweeping views though, and Luce will love the period charm. Upstairs there are 4 good-sized bedrooms and a large family bathroom. Downstairs, 2 reception rooms and a study. There's also a huge country-style kitchen, perfect for all the family. There's 2 gardens, so there's separate space for the cats and dogs, and pretty much the whole of London Zoo if needed. It's been on the market for 8 months at £400,000, so it's slightly over budget, but I think there's potential for a deal.
Kitchen, very much hub of the home, communal space in the centre of
big,
the
isn't
home. This is where it all goes on.
The kitchen is exactly as I would plan a kitchen. It's a country-style kitchen. Parquet flooring. I've got parquet flooring.
Steady, steady.
I like parquet.
Let's keep going.
Oh.
Massive fire.
And
huge.
Look at the seating. Loads.
Yes. It's a really great room.
Yeah.
Double doors into the garden. It's like it's ready-made. It's saying, here you go, this is Luce's house.
It is ready made, yeah.
For me. I'm moving here.
Luce is sold already, and I haven't even played my trump card yet.
It's the biggest garden that I've seen on this search. It's about 135 foot.
See? Yeah.
The real joy of it is hidden down the end.
Ooh.
Oh.
Oh.
And your
Oh.
piece de la resistance.
Yay! Chicken run! And there's fruit trees.
Bit of cover for them.
Yeah.
Good,
This
yep,
is
that's
good.
good, it's too
yeah.
bad.
Well, that's the chickens happy. Now for the rest of the house.
Not to head height.
Just for you.
No, the rest for you. Look, hello.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
tall do you think you are?
That's true.
Definitely could work for us. More so than the other house because
Oh, yeah,
there's
yeah.
nothing-
Definitely more than the other house.
There's nothing missing, so
There was quite a bit missing, actually.
no, there isn't.
I feel like Matt's trying very hard to find fault here.
Are we happy? Are we in a nice place?
I'm in a very nice place.
I have reservations?
Yeah.
Which you know. I need to think.
This is a bigger scale of what you're trying to achieve.
This is, I've now decided, this is
It's workable.
snug, steady,
It's making you think.
bedrooms all work.
This is good, productive conversations. Come on.
I think you know how I feel about this house. I would move here tomorrow. In fact, I would move in today.
When I saw this and its garden, I mean, it's 10 out of 10. Luce has already moved in. I've just got to get Matt over this little business about the parking, and I think it's job done.
Don't count Luce's chickens too soon, Mr. Spencer. We're far from the home straight. As Matt and Luce's property battle rages on, Phil and I are helping them decide whether to love or list their home.
I think they'll be happier if they sell up and move to pastures new. And one of the houses I took them to had Luce packing her bags already.
I would move here tomorrow. In fact, I would move in today.
While I'm convinced simply making their current home more user-friendly is the answer.
So, I'm back in Royal Wootton Bassett. When you visit someone and you draw a plan, you don't know whether they're going to take you up on your offer, as it were, and go with your plan. But Matt and Luce have really done that, And this is a short build, it's only 4 weeks, so there's no room for error, particularly as the budget is teeny tight. So I'm going to go and see how it's going.
The builders have been very busy. The kitchen walls have come down, the lights are up, and most of the plastering is complete. I'm thrilled.
Hello.
Hello, I was wondering where you two were.
Hiding.
Standing here, what do you feel?
That's good.
Definitely. It's bigger than I envisaged.
Yeah.
Definitely bigger. It's
Yeah,
a
it
nice,
is nice.
big area. Won't crash into anybody.
No, it's good.
No.
It is very good.
Fitting doors into the back of this kitchen, where a window previously sat, will magnify the space in this once confined room. It is lovely to see people take a good plan and add their own touches.
Because we can open the doors and let the dogs out. It's
Yeah.
easier for them.
I knew it was going to involve the animals somehow.
God, yes.
I know, those animals are costing you a small fortune.
But they are so worth it.
When building, a 10% contingency is very sensible. Matt and Luce have gone over that with a budget of £23,500 to allow for the double doors. But I think they'll make that investment back. More importantly, though, Luce is now starting to talk like she wants to stay.
I'm looking forward to seeing my kitchen cupboards, and I'm looking forward to everything being contained within them rather than spread around the house. And yeah, it'll be lovely. It will be lovely.
Right, well, you heard it here first.
For so many of us, kitchens can be a headache when they should be a calm place where we feel inspired. However, it's not difficult to create charm and functionality even on a tight budget. Luce is looking for a rustic style. Here, they've done it by combining practical reclaimed oak work surfaces with upcycled hand-painted furniture. This kitchen has been built around a central workstation, using large floor tiles and vintage-style units to create a real country feel. In order for Luce's dream farmhouse kitchen to stay just the way she wants it, I need to make sure the dedicated space in the sitting room we're building for the girls works just as well for each of them.
If we can have a mirror,
Yep.
some places for all the different hair things, straighteners, curlers, all of that kind of stuff.
Yes, we've had a look and we have found potential things, but nothing that actually fits the room, so we need help.
Be prepared when searching for furniture. Know the space and always make sure your measurements allow for skirting boards or picture rails. Otherwise, you will get caught out.
Oh, look at that.
He wants to join in. He wants to join in. He is part of the family, as you now have found out.
God only knows the animals are an important part of this build.
They are. She's settled now. She wants to chat. He wants to chat.
It's a boy cat.
I know. I just call everything she in this house because there's so many of you.
Right, OK.
After the overspend on the build, I'm in penny-pinching mode for the furnishings.
The price of what they call dark furniture, solid Victorian, Edwardian, mahogany furniture, continues to plummet.
And because it's so cheap, you can pretty much do what you like with it. Paint it, repurpose it, or simply love it. But I think Matt might have forgotten what we came here for.
Oh, I love the old radio.
Yeah.
Oh, they got a skeleton clock as well.
What are you looking for?
How much is that? 85 quid.
There's temptation all around, but we came here to save money, not throw it about. Starting with smart storage for the girls.
This is a sideboard, and I think actually for the girls' space,
Drawer each. Are they 3
much
drawers?
more of a sideboard is what you need. It's a good height.
Yeah.
You'd have a mirror above it. You could put baskets on top, and there's space inside for stuff. That's just something to think about, isn't it?
Would you keep it this colour?
110. Well, for £110 you can paint it if you want to, can't you?
Furniture like this is easily altered. If you want a rustic look, go for chalk paint. Something glossier, give it a light sand, and you'll get a smoother finish. But I think Matt and Luce should stick to the original wood to match the rest of the house.
Actually, where you live, Royal Wootton Bassett is at the centre of a whole load of really nice antiquing stuff. You could do this every weekend.
Yeah, no, we couldn't.
If you're shopping for furniture, don't be afraid of the word antique. I say this again and again. But it's better made, it's cheaper, and it lasts longer.
So they're definitely embracing the idea of kitting out their current home. I think Phil should know the good news.
They don't seem to be talking like people who think they're moving house. I'm just flagging that up.
It's not the impression that I've been getting on my search. Actually, Matt seems to be really coming round to the idea. To start with, he was a bit frosty, and that last property was very much on the front foot. He was trying desperately to think of rather weak excuses. I think I'm in the driving seat.
You need to go back to Hogwarts with some more classes, Phil.
In wizardry?
In wizardry, because it seems to me that I'm reading the tea leaves better than you are.
That better not have been a reference to my scarf. Anyway, while Kirstie continues to work her magic on Matt and Lucy's current home, I've conjured up another spellbinding property that could be their future home. They loved the last house we saw, but there's always room for one more.
So how are we doing?
Good.
Matt, you seem, quite enthused.
I am enthused.
Time for change.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said it.
Yes,
you said
he
time
did
for
say
change.
that.
He did, he said it.
Let's write him down and sign it.
You could read it into time for change to the house.
No, you can't read it any other way.
We're off to the nearby village of Torkenham, just 10 minutes' drive from where they live now. I know Luce in particular really fell for my last property, but I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't show them a bigger, less expensive option.
Pretty looking house, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is.
And it is detached.
It is.
Well spotted,
I noticed the gap either side.
Luce is right, it's detached, and it's about 175 square feet larger than their current place. Read it and weep, Allsopp. It comes with a stunning kitchen diner, plus utility room, 3 reception rooms downstairs, and 4 generously sized bedrooms upstairs. It also has a decent-sized back garden that leads onto the village fields, which should keep all the animals out of mischief. Plus, it's bang on budget at £395,000.
Now, this is one of 3 reception rooms.
That's nice.
So this is kind of a bit
This
of
is relaxing.
relaxing, snug. Got
I like the way
burner.
Comes with a cat.
Comes with the cat.
Hello.
Actually, in total square footage, this is the biggest house I'm going to show you.
Really?
It's bigger than yours. I know you've seen something that's sort of taken your fancy a little bit.
A little bit, yeah, okay.
But let's keep our eyes open as to what this could offer.
Yeah.
And what it offers next is a fantastic kitchen diner.
It's light, it's bright, it's contemporary, easy to live in.
Yeah.
I don't like it as much as the other one. Doesn't have as much character.
On paper, this house ticks all their boxes and then some. Detached, bigger, cheaper, with a garden that would be great for the animals.
It might have been nice if they left a beam or two.
Yeah, but, you know.
But they seem unimpressed, and I think I know why.
The fact that I walked in the door of this house and I knew immediately it wasn't going to be the house for me, that it just proves that all I can think about is the kitchen in that other house and the garden. You knew walking around that house that it was definitely my choice, my choice of house.
It's not that this house is unsuitable, far from it. It's still a great option for them. It's just that house 2 was so good, they can't see past it.
Let's just turn our minds back to the second property.
I think having seen this parking, you've realised the potential of the other house.
I reckon a couple of grand, convert that into a nice big parking area and enough space for my garage.
Oh, here we go.
And that would...
I love the fact, don't we love the fact that
you see?
Matt is the one that's talking, we'll do this, we'll do that. You're so on the front foot. This is fantastic.
It's just good.
It's rock and roll. Their hearts and minds are in property too. So as the wall says, I'm just going to sit back and relax. Kirstie's got a lot of catching up today, so I better let her know the good news. I've got a new name for her. Catch up, Kirstie.
Very clever, Phil. But once they see their finished house, I'll be caught up, Kirstie, to you.
Last year, it was very nearly 3-3, and it ended up 2-4.
Yes.
This year, God help you.
Oh, you reckon?
Well, you know what they say? Everyone should live in hope.
No, they also say, cometh the hour, cometh the man, and I have delivered. you wait and see.
Girlfriend, you wait and see.
Oh, Phil, so modern.
Today, newlyweds Matt and Luce will answer the most important question since they said I do.
Are you going to love it?
Or are you going to list it?
The Callens live with 3 adult children and a whole host of rescued animals.
The house might have worked for the pets, but it wasn't working for all the family.
This place is really good. I love it. It's really good.
I loathe this house.
But today we found out if Phil and I have united this couple who were poles apart. I've spent the last 12 weeks trying to solve their current home's problems.
I've been showing them the best houses on the market, hitting the jackpot with Property 2.
Parquet flooring. They've got parquet flooring.
Steady, steady.
I like parquet.
In fact, after a rocky start, even the immovable Matt seemed to be convinced.
Could you see yourself in a house like this?
Yeah.
You could?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Before we arrived at the Callens, this house was a mishmash of wasted rooms and pointless doors, all surrounding that cramped kitchen that wasn't fit for purpose. But 12 weeks on, and things have changed a little. To make sure they make an informed decision and to work out how to let Phil down nicely, we're allowing Matt and Luce a bit of time to get used to their transformed home.
Oh, it's really nice.
Oh, the girls will like that look.
All your hard work's only made their place much easier to sell when they decide to list it. It's decision day in Royal Wootton Bassett, and Kirstie's feeling positively regal.
In all things, I think of what the Queen might do and try and do something similar. I'm going to be honest with you, Phil. If it wasn't for those flaming pets, I genuinely believe our pair would be on the move.
I'm going to stop you there, Kirstie, because that doesn't sound very queenly.
You probably sorted the house out, but I know that I showed them some really interesting properties. One was particularly standout. It could go either way.
You're right, Phil. Time to find out.
Different from the first time we came here.
Hello. Good morning. Hey.
Hello.
How you doing?
Very well, thank you.
doing?
Nice to see you again.
Morning.
There's no time to waste. I can't wait for Phil to see the new kitchen. By uniting 2 boxy, underused rooms, I've revolutionised Luce's most precious space. They've done some of the work themselves, so they've been able to spend a little extra on the more important things, like work surfaces, flooring, and new airy double doors, which look terrific.
Ta-da!
Oh, jeez.
It's such a great long wall. It's such a great space.
It is.
I'm quite blown away.
It's good, isn't it?
You can really sit here quite peacefully in the morning, can't you?
You've reclaimed the dining room from the dogs. Where do the dogs go?
Well, they love it. They're still in here.
They still come in here, yeah.
They love the long
For
stretch.
some reason, they're much happier now. They don't have
Yeah.
that barrier of a wall, and they can't see cats in the other room.
God, you really have gone to town, haven't you?
Yeah. A side product of what we've done is that it now works really well for the animals.
Yeah.
I could spend all day, quite literally in this kitchen, just sort of admiring how great it looks, the cupboards, how much easier it's going to be to live in here.
It is.
Such a nice room.
Okay. All right.
Feeling the pinch there, Spencer? Wait until you see the living room. I've converted a glorified corridor into a peaceful private zone for the girls. By blocking up 2 doorways and shifting the furniture, it's now a relaxing room in its own right.
I love that this space belongs to the girls. What we've done is we've stopped that thing of everything essentially being a passageway.
Yeah.
This is their space. Once they come in here, nobody's going through here.
No.
And is that a piece of antique furniture I see?
Ah, well, you did well on that.
£22.
You are kidding me.
Really? Good for you.
£22. Oh my giddy heart.
Beautiful,
People
isn't
who
it?
buy new furniture
Beautiful.
are bonkers.
I know.
They need their heads examined.
And it's great because we've got 3 drawers, 1 for each girl.
I wouldn't have considered one until you showed us one, and I thought, OK, yeah, that would work, that would be fine.
This is a cracking price, £22. That's amazing.
But that's not all that's amazing. By moving the study wall and the old coat rack, we've created a new private entrance into the now secluded snug.
I was just remembering the first time we came here.
Slightly different, isn't it?
That corridor wasn't there.
Yes. No.
That wall's new.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's very interesting how much bigger it feels
Yeah. Open that up.
standing
completely.
here.
Yeah.
By removing the old snug door and creating a new entrance, the Victorian-themed snug has become a private room packed with charm and is somewhere that Matt and Luce can relax together, away from the more hectic areas of the house.
This room is looking
Yeah.
It's lovely, isn't it?
absolutely fantastic.
Oh, it's lovely, yeah.
It must be so cosy in here.
It is. This is our Victorian room.
The decor, the look of it, that's entirely yours.
But we probably wouldn't have got there if you hadn't had the initial visualisation of how it could look. I wouldn't have thought of doing that, ever.
And I don't like change, so we actually decided that we wouldn't have done any of this without a kick up the bum.
All this for £23,500, which is only £5,500 more than what they would waste on stamp duty and moving costs if they chose to list it.
All right, well, let's see what they think. It's decision time.
Before you reach any decisions that you could subsequently regret, I think it would be useful just to cast your minds back.
Do you think they won't have stuck in their minds?
Well, I know the second one would have stuck in your minds, the one at Cliff Pipeford.
Yeah.
Because it just had you guys written all over it. The layout was almost as though you designed it yourselves, wasn't it?
It was a lovely house, yeah.
That house number 2, it is still available. Just saying.
No pressure.
Just pointing that out for now. Make of it what you will.
Going back to how amazing this house now looks.
It does.
We have this kitchen, which is far larger.
Yep.
I mean, what you've got here is really 3 proper reception rooms and a lovely eating kitchen.
Yeah. Not just an eating kitchen, it's a fully functional working kitchen.
I guess it boils down to the question.
Are you going to love it?
Or are you going to list it?
I think Matt and I have had to learn compromise, both of us, and my feeling is I do love the house, but I would still happily move. And I'm glad that we've been able to realise its potential before moving on, but I would still quite like a move.
And I've been educated in the fact that I can now move because having been able to live through this, which to me was a nightmare, I now know that I can do a move.
Ultimately, it ends up that we do list the property and move on.
I'm really pleased that you have gone through this process, Matt, and that what Luce wants is something that you can do together.
Yeah. And we actually are definitely looking at the future in much more positively.
Yeah.
Because in the past, I was always keeping quiet, thinking, yeah, she'll stay, it'd be nice, just don't say anything, don't rock the boat. Then you two came and sunk the boat, sunk it almost. But of course, the end result is perfect.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Well done. And they lived happily ever after.
Well.
A house that works for all 5 adults in Matt and Luce's family and the animals for just over £23,000 is something I'm pretty proud of. But getting this pair on the same page after 4 years of squabbling is nothing short of miraculous.
I couldn't agree more. I'm so chuffed for Matt and Luce, and I'm even more chuffed that it was Dr. Phil who helped them see the light.
Oh, come on, you can smile about it. You've been very gracious in defeat. Thank you. I'll get it slightly more competitive this time, having been thrashed last time. I'm making the most of it.
It's not just a time to celebrate. It's a time to think and to be able to move forward together and to know that Matt's got here of his own accord, that, you know, we've helped him along the way.
Just wanted to do something quickly. So go on, Phil, let's see what a winner looks like.
a winner doesn't have to buy the drinks or drive home. Suits me down to the ground.
I have it recorded for posterity. It's not going to happen again.
You'll get quite used to it, I assure you. I'm only just getting started. Ooh, that's nice. Is your water tasty?
We'll see, Phil. We'll see.